one vertebra at the center. We do this every single day. So 5 times. Just to check in with yourself, see how your back feels, how your joints feel, how your body is reacting in symmetry or not, probably not. And I hope there are no background noises today. Otherwise, it's like we can play guessing game. Watch the noises. And 4. And 5. Right. I want you to roll one shoulder back, other shoulder back, one shoulder back, and the other shoulder back. One shoulder back, other shoulder back, 2 on each side. One shoulder, and the other shoulder, and one shoulder, and the other shoulder, one shoulder, and the last one. Right, I want you to look to the right, through the middle, to the left, and again, through the middle, to the right, and to the left. I want you to put your feet together. So the same turning from back to front, we're going to do today, but with our feet together. So it feels a bit weird. So it's really just feeling through your feet. So in a circle, from your 5 toes in the front, heels. From the 5 toes in the front, heels. It's more like a half over one side and then a half over the other way. 3, and the last one, because if you're not using your feet properly, they are the base of your body, and using the muscles in your feet correctly. So we're going to do one video also about foot exercises, because it's important. And you're also quite tall, so, and bringing it down and forward, and bringing it down, and one more time, and bringing it down. Beautiful. Right, I want you now to widen your feet to hip width. I want you just to slide your hand down the side to the knee, or however far you can, and gently, almost like if you're swaying in the wind, but literally, and roll it down. Your abs are tight, they have to be tight. Bringing it down, and bringing it down to the other side. Ribs are down, pushing the diaphragm down, engaging your abdominals. And this is not my new gym outfit in tracksuit trousers. It's because I fell very badly on my knee on Friday. So it's double the size in black and blue. And I'll show you tomorrow. It's very beautiful. And I have knee guards on. And they look really terrible in tights. And right, bring the arms out. However, if you're using your traps, you're going to bring your arms down, right? So that until you feel that you're not letting these kick in anymore. So I'm also very good with that, but therefore I had to learn that I'm going to, cannot put my arms down, but I don't want to put my shoulders down, I want to put my shoulder blades down and wide. So I want you to try that. because in the course of all these videos, we're going to learn to check in with our body that things that actually, well, the joints and the bones and the muscles and so on, sitting functionally and therefore can only work functionally. So shoulder blades down and through the waist, and only as far as you can go. So you're going to keep your hip stable and just move from left to right. And 10 more. And reach over. Have the feeling, if you can, if somebody's pulling on your fingertips. So while you're extending through the arms, you're engaging your biceps at the same time. And I don't actually even have to give you weights. And right, drop those arms down. I'm going to turn around and just show what I want you to do, if you can see, or sideways. So I want you to take your arms back, and as if you would take your shoulder blades and squeeze them together and forward. Shoulder blades, squeeze them together and forward. Shoulder blades, squeeze them together and forward. Shoulder blades, squeeze them together and forward. 5 more. And shoulder blades, squeeze them together and forward. Squeeze together and forward. Squeeze together and forward, and 2 more. Squeeze together and forward. It is all about moving the shoulder blades. It's not about moving your arms. And right. So some of the, like cat and cow, I might have to talk you through it. I have no idea how this is going to work with my hand. Alright. Okay, so that was very gracefully by me on the floor. And I want you to lie down on the floor with your knees bent, heels firmly into the ground, toes firmly into the ground. I want you to tuck your pelvis in, just tucks, pelvis tucks, not lifts yet. And 2, ribs are down. Check in with your abdominals. And 2. And 3. Squeeze your bum and be aware of your legs. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Take the right to sit firmly on the floor. In a neutral spine. We're trying to keep things in the neutral spine until it is not working for you, or when it is not working for you, until it's a stupid word. When it's not working for you, then I want you to imprint with your belly button, right? So, in the neutral spine, because you need more stomach muscles in the neutral spine. So, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 1, 5 more, 2 or 6 more, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, hands behind the head, interlace them, the thumbs at the base of your skull onto the trigger points where the muscles inserting into the skull. So that's also very nice when you have a headache. You can put your thumbs in there and squeeze nice and hard, and it should get rid of the headache if it's a tension headache. And bringing it up, looking at your knees, and down. Nice and slowly for 10. Try not to bring the elbows with. Your head rests in your hands. And 2. Ribs are down. And all of these exercises, you can actually do, you know how to do them. Once you know what I want, you can actually close your eyes and just zone out. Not fall asleep on either. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. So keep your head up and you're going to roll over your shoulders. Not laterally, so from one shoulder to knee, just over your shoulder blades. So as if it's a seesaw. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8. I need to straighten my knee out of it. You can leave your knees bent. And 9, and 10 more. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and you do as many as you can, 8, or you can stop the video and have your knees in your chest and bring it to the middle. You're going to roll up or bring it over the side with the help of your hands and bend knees up into a sitting position. So I'm not quite sure how well the sitting is or how bad the sitting is. So if it's bad, let me just have a cup of coffee with you. Yeah, you can have a cup of coffee. If it is bad, then I want you to sit on a cushion, or I'll give you tomorrow one of the wobble cushions to sit on, because we might need them for things, so then I just give you stuff to take home. Okay? And also I want to remind you to give you a TheraBand if you don't have one. Okay, so we're going to have the legs met width. We're going to bring the arms in front of our chest. You're going to roll your chin down, one vertebra at a time. And use your stomach. Now you're rolling up against the resisting of your stomach. So lengthen through the back, using your back extensors. Now roll down one vertebra at a time through your midline again. Which each centimeter you're rolling down, you're going to bring that belly button more in. Until you have a feeling you really can't breathe and bend anymore without moving forward. But I don't want you to move forward yet. Okay, so we're going to do this another 7 times. And breathe out. And 4 more. And bring it down. And 3 more. Really concentrate on what your abs are doing. They are there, I promise. And 2 more. Rolling it down. Pull those toes towards you. You can actually also just keep them relaxed. It's not that big of an issue. And bringing it up. And one more time. And bringing it up. Right, bring the arms up and turn 5 each side as far as you can. And 2 and 3 and 4. Tighten those legs. Try and pull the thighs out of your knees. And 10. Bring the arms out. Try and move gently towards your toe. I can go all the way down there, you know that, but I want you to keep it in your range and bringing it down. I don't want to put too much flexion onto the spine until I know that's okay. And 3. Squeeze your bum. Have the feeling that your stomach muscles have to work against the forces of gravity moving. So you want gravity is pulling your bum down, and you want to use your stomach muscles and pull them off the floor. Alright, we have 4 more to go. If there's an exercise you particularly like, then stop the video. I mean really like. And stop the video and do a few extra of those. If there's something you don't like, and it wasn't good for you, then I need feedback. Right? Okay. We're going to roll it. No, we're going to bring it onto all fours. And like I said, I'm going to try my very best. Yeah, it should be okay. And so, I want you to put your hands firmly on the base of the hands and spread your fingers so that you have a bigger base on both sides. You can't obviously do that with your toes, but I want your knees directly underneath your shoulder and your hands directly underneath your hand, slowly. Your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Right. So we're going to bring just the arms. 1. I don't want you to lean over into the supporting arm. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. I know exactly when I'm not in the middle, my back starts hurting. Because when I fell, you want, obviously you better watch your dollar, that I then start compensating with my back for my sore knee. So, and if you thought you had peace and quiet from my talking, with having a video like yesterday, as you can see, you're on the wrong train. Right. And now you're going to go 1 leg back and 2 leg back, 3 leg back, belly button in. As soon as I let go of my belly button, my back is going to kick in. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. It is very hard not to go over into the supporting side. That's where your obliques are starting to kick in. And 1 more on each side. We're going to try it now with left arm and right leg. Right? And 1. And change over. 2. I'm going to do 5 on each side. 3. And 5, 3, 6, still can't count, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Okay, you're going to sit it out, and I've got too much knee. So I propose not going as far down as normal, but you sit down as far down as you can. And you're going to bring it up. And 4, 5. Pull your middle up. And 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. Right, if you can, you're going to curl your toes in and you're going to bring it up into a downward facing dog. If you can't, you're going to from there going into a mermaid position, which you would do after the downward facing dog, right? Into a mermaid position, like as graceful little mermaids as we are. And you're going to stretch it over to the right. And you're going to bring it up. Then you're going to take your hand and put it on the opposite leg and going to stretch there. This is a beautiful stretch because it's going all the way through your side, through the waist. I really like that because we're not very often out of our own accord without holding onto it, getting into. So I like really to hold that for as long as I can. And if you don't get bored, hold a stretch for a minute. Then I'm going to bring it over and felt somebody phoning me. Please don't do this always in a video. And but it wasn't. And bring it over. Stretch it over. Beautiful. And really, you want to see your hands still. So if you lift up your neck, but ideally you keep your head in a neutral position. You can lift it up there. If your neck gets sore, you're going to turn it and you're going to look at your armpit. That counts for any exercise which is side in a lateral, so side lying, side sitting movement. Right? Right. So I want you to flex your feet, point your feet. Flex your feet, point your feet. Flex your feet, point your feet. Flex your feet, point your feet, and flex, and now hold it, pointing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, I want you to take your knees, hug them into your chest, really, really tightly, right? And release. Hug your knees in, one more time, really tightly, drop the shoulders. Give yourself the biggest, fattest hug you've ever had. And down. Right, cross your legs and give your hug that way. You deserve it. You're amazing. Other way. So the point of that is actually not only to give yourself a hug and make yourself feel good, but also that you eventually maybe get hold of your shoulder blades, the edges of the inside edges of the shoulder blades. So when you then spread your wings, basically, so you're flattening your back, you actually stretching through your upper back as well. Now give yourself a deep breath in, go tall and out, and one more time. Bring it up and out. Right. There we go. Until next time. See you soon. You can make yourself a cup of coffee or tea now. Bye.